Hello students, welcome to the next video which is dependent or which is from unit number 2, Introduction to Thermal Engineering. Today we will talk about steam generator or boiler. Now what do you mean by steam generator or steam generators? That is nothing but boiler. It is nothing but a closed vessel in which steam is produced from water by combustion of fuel. Now why there is necessary requirement of steam? Very simple. Steam will be required one for the various industrial applications, as far as food processing industry is considered one, sugar industry is considered one, for the treatment of various you can say chemical plants, pharmaceutical plants. The steam is a very necessary one. Another important function of the steam is to run the turbines, as far as the power plants are considered when, that is thermal power plants, and that is the main reason why the steam is very important one, and which we can get it from the closed vessel, that is nothing but a boiler, or which is also known as steam generator. uh, a closed vessel in which water or the other liquid is heated. It is having certain kind of, you can say, additives which can be added as far as water is considered, and therefore this term has been coming into the picture as a liquid, so that the steam or vapor is generated under the pressure for the external use to do certain kind of mechanical work, and that is nothing but what, to run the turbines, to run the turbine. That is very important one, as far as power generation is considered. One turbine which can be run, turbine can be run here. Okay. How the boilers are working, that we will see in our next slides also. But here water is pumped into the boiler at an operating pressure. Whatever the heat or flue gases, now these flue gases are nothing but the whatever the outcome of combustion of fuel, that is coal plus air mixture, so that the flue gases will be giving away its heat to the flowing whatever the water which is flowing through the either surrounding the water flue tubes, or flowing to the tubes, so that its conversion will be possible into the required amount of steam as well as at high particular pressure. Now this particular steam whatever is formed, this is again I'm explaining in a very simple way, that is passed into the steam space above the water space. Okay. And this particular steam is always wet, so superheated steam is obtained by passing this wet steam through the superheater, so that its wetness can be reduced one, and this superheated steam will be then supplied to the turbine, so that it will do its work on the turbine blades, and it rotates, which will be connected to the generator which generates electricity, which we already seen in case of our power plants. Okay. To increase the efficiency, water is passed through the economizer. Now this is known as an accessory. There are mountings and accessories on the boilers, so economizer is one of the accessory which will be just heating whatever the, or increasing the temperature of the used water, or whatever the water, not used water, whatever the water which is coming out from the resource which is available one for running or for feeding that particular boiler, whatever the tubes. Steam generators and its details. It is nothing but the combination of apparatus for producing, furnishing, or recovering the heat together with the apparatus for transferring the heat so made available to the fluid being heated and vaporized. It is given in somewhat complicated manner actually, but the meaning is already I have told you, that the water which is available from any resources like river, dam, that may be any kind of pond, so that it will be converted into steam with the help of combustion of fuel plus air mixture. And in some other cases maybe diesel will be used one, which are nothing but the diesel operated boilers. Okay. And then we will get whatever the steam at a very high temperature as well as pressure, which can be utilized when for running the turbines. We are having the components of the this particular steam generators, that is boiler, drum, superheater, economizer, air preheater. I'll be again explaining these things in my next video as far as details of these things are considered one. What are the functions? Which is nothing but what it is controls the release of heat as far as the fuel is considered one. efficient transfer of this heat to the feed water so that it will be converted into steam at a particular pressure and temperature, as well as its quality will be a good one. This steam will be supplied to the boiler at constant pressure by maintaining the steam generation. These are the some of the functions, and water must be contained safely. These are some of the important, you can say, things which are generally carried out as far as boiler is concerned. Now, whenever anybody wanted to select a boiler, so depending upon what kind of operating pressure is needed for that kind of activity, that may be industrial, that may be any kind of household activity. Generally, in household, we are not going to use such a kind of boilers, but in case of smaller plants which are available at our, you can say, smaller factories, there they can use it. What is the steam generating rate as far as its capacity is considered? One, quality of steam, whether it is having good kind of, you can say, superheat, whatever the pressure is available, one temperature is available, one low wetness is available, one like that one. Availability of flows, what kind of space it will be utilizing, one, whether it is a more space or whether it is a lower, that kind of things are considered. One, fuel that can be used, when coal based power, coal fired boilers, diesel may be used, one, or maybe on the some boilers are working on the gas like structures also. Nature of load on the boiler, that which kind of load is available on the boiler, what may be the initial cost of it, what are the different costs as far as operation and maintenance is considered. One, yes, whether the water is available, one, to the nearby area, so that it will be used one for the generation of steam, as well as how the repairing as well as the inspection of all kind of mountings as well as accessories of boiler can be done. These are some of the things while doing the selection of a boiler. Try to remember this one. One very important thing I just wanted to tell you, these are the certain things. Some of the things are maybe some out of scope of your syllabus, but just try to listen them as a matter of information or any kind of knowledge point of view. Requirements of a good boiler: it can have the maximum amount of steam, that is, it can produce the maximum amount of steam with minimum fuel consumption. That is like our vehicle only, that minimum amount of fuel consumption and maximum amount of power, as well as maximum amount of brake specific fuel consumption, that is it maximum amount of average that can give, that is vehicle. In the similar manner, in minimum fuel consumption, maximum amount of steam can be produced at a good temperature as well as pressure. It should occupy less space, capable of quick starting, safe working, as well as economical in operation, and should require very little attention during operation. All parts should be easily accessible. Components should be transported without difficulty. Now, for the smaller boilers, these things can be possible one, but in case of higher, you can say, pressurized boilers, which give the steam, which are, you can say, um, higher amount of pressure of the steam is considered one, or which may be used in case of power plants. It requires, it is very difficult one to have the components which can be transported without difficulty. There is certain kind of difficulty in it. Installation should be simple, no doubt about it. No accumulation of soot or water deposits, and should be sufficiently strong to allow the wear and corrosion. Because if the wear and corrosion of the components of boiler took place in very short period of time, it may get any kind of mishap like bursting of the boiler, and which may be harmful or hazardous to the human life also. Water and gas circuit should be such that allow the minimum fluid leakage. That is very minimum fluid velocity, low frictional losses, as well as leakage is considered one. It should have the lace joints, whatever the components which are available, one should have the lace joints to avoid the leaks that already I have told you, and avoid the occur due to expansion or contraction, and as well as to avoid the mishaps. Another, velocity should be high for high heat transfer rates, velocity of whatever the fluid which is moving, and minimum pressure drop through the system. It should conform to the safety regulations laid down by the Boiler Act, because there is a Indian Boiler Act. According to that one needs to take the permission from the particular boiler regulating authority, and then the boiler can be installed as per their regulations. If at all you are going to install it in without their permissions, it is very difficult one. Okay. Now this classification of boilers and all that things that we will see in our next. Okay, we will just go through that one, and then we will go for the next video later on. Steam generators can be classified depending upon which kind of fuel is used, whether it is a fossil fuel, whether some kind of wastage is used, nuclear fuel is used. Generally, steam generators, in case of nuclear power plants, such a kind of possibility is there. Fire tube boilers, water tube boilers, furnaces, natural furnace, pressurized furnace, or maybe induced furnace. Method of wiring: externally fired, internally fired. Method of water circulation: natural circulation, forced circulation. Type of pressure of steam: low pressure boilers, medium pressure boilers, and high pressure boilers. So these are the classifications depending upon the parameters, like which kind of tubes are available, one, what kind of furnaces are available, one, what kind of method of firing is available, one, what is the water circulation method, which is the pressure of the steam, or what is the pressure of the steam available, one, and what are the various kinds of fuels which are used, one. So these are the parameters: fuel, tube, content, furnace, method of firing, water circulation, pressure of the steam. Remember this one, and these are the sub classifications of that one which are available, one. Another classification which is depending upon the position of flue gases, whether it is a fire tube boiler, whether it is a water tube boiler. We are going to see in detail in the next video. Axis of the sail, whether it is a horizontal axis boiler, vertical axis boiler, or inclined axis boiler. Depending upon the location of furnace, that already I have told you, externally fired and internally fired. Method of circulation: natural circulation and forced. That I will tell you this particular two things in detail in my next video. Stationary boilers, if at all they are at one place. Some portable boilers are also there, which can be located or which can be moved from one location to another. Whether it is a packaged boiler or unpackaged boiler. Packaged boilers are having the smaller rated capacity as far as pressure of the steam is considered, one which can be used for smaller food processing industries. But if at all in case of higher requirement or power plants, unpackaged boilers are available, one. Packaged means it is contained in one container. A big container is there, but it is not contained in a container. There are certain separate sections as far as maybe the water tubes, fire tubes, or maybe furnace area, maybe the coal handling unit, all that things. Okay, that is another important thing. Pressure: high pressure boilers and low pressure boilers. Tubes: single tube as well as multi tubes. This is the classification as far as tube multi tube is considered, one. Now these are the things what do you mean by the fire tube and water tube boilers, that we will see in my next lecture. So till then we will stop here. Thank you.